from what you've Ryan Finley with the Arizona Daily Star here in Tucson, from what you've seen of San Diego State, what concerns you the most?
Who did you want to answer that?
Anybody.
Juan, go ahead.
I would like to say, their size and athleticism. They got a couple big guys. Kawhi Leonard, Billy White, and Malcolm Thomas, who are strong in the post and they like to rebound. So that's going to be our biggest concern is our rebounding.
In the back on the left.
Troy Hirsch with Fox 5 from San Diego for Lavoie and Ramon. With one day to prepare for a team that hasn't probably been on your radar at all, how difficult is it for you to prepare for this team?
They're a great team. They've been in the top 10 most of the year. So, we've seen them around, on TV and things like that. So, we got a good idea of what they do well. So, it's not as difficult. I would like more time to prepare, but, we only got 2 days. So,
Ramon, you want to go ahead and answer that?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Lavoie. Short period of time, to get prepared for a team like those guys. They're very athletic. They get out in transition. I think we've been doing enough film yesterday and today to see the things that they like to do. But, in a short period of time, we can't make any excuses. We just got to be ready for tomorrow.
Way on the left.
Press. Juan, what do you guys do that they might have a hard time with, maybe that they don't see often, or the kind of things you guys specialize in?
Well, I think we're going to try to base our game on our defense and defensive rebound first. And then, I don't know what kind of teams they play, but, we like to share the ball and try to find the open man, not play for just one guy. So we're going to try to take what they give us. They're long and athletic, so we're going to have to pass the ball around a lot.
Right here in the front.
This is for Juan and Ramon, Mark Zucker, San Diego Union Tribune. A lot of people talk, and they've talked about you guys being sort of a typical East Coast team, and they're more of a West Coast team, and the stereotypes are finesse on the West Coast. And could you just describe what maybe that means? What is an East Coast team, and the physicality and toughness that maybe you bring to the game that maybe they haven't seen as much as maybe you have?
Well, like I just said before, we're a team that tries to slow down the ball a little bit, play more half-court offense and defense. I think that's when we feel more comfortable. And on the other hand, they will prefer to play an up-tempo game and go up and down and try to get as many fast break points as they can. So we're gonna have to try to establish ourselves and play our rhythm.
Ramon, you want to add to that?
Like Juan said, he's one of those teams that like to get up and down. I think we're going to do a good job of managing the game and, doing the things that we like to do and control the ball and not let them get out in transition and do the things that they want to do, which is something that they've been doing a pretty good job, which is why they had a good season.
Toward the back.
Keith Pompey with the Philadelphia Inquirer. Ramon, what impresses you the most with Kawhi Leonard?
I think he's one of those guys, that can play inside out. If he has like a bigger guy on him, he steps out on the perimeter and he can get by, or if he has a smaller guy, he can post up. But he's one of those guys. Like they said, he's like an NBA prospect, but he shares the ball and he plays along with his team. Seeing film on him, he does a good job on the boards and doing a good job of sharing the ball with his teammates.
Right here.
Lavoie, Bob Ford from the Philadelphia Inquirer. You had a great box score yesterday, except for maybe that one line where it says field goals. As that game went along, what was your mindset? It wasn't really happening for you, the offensive end. Were you just trying to help other ways? And as you look at this game coming up tomorrow, where inside presence against a big team is going to be important, do you think this is a game where you have to maybe assert yourself a little bit more?
When I'm not making those shots, I try to find other ways to help my team. Whether it's on the defensive end or find an extra guy open for the open shot. But tomorrow I'm going to continue to assert myself down low, try and get it going early, and just hope that the ball goes in tomorrow.
Toward the back.
Troy Hirsch again from San Diego for Juan and Lavoie. the Aztecs had never won a game in their school history. You guys had a 10-year drought, which obviously is not as long as in school history. But was it talked a lot about in Philadelphia and amongst the Temple faithful about how long it had been since you guys had won a tournament game?
Yeah. Well, especially in the past few years, we were having good enough seasons to get to the tournament, but we were out on that first round. So, we weren't hearing that much about the 10-year, thing, but it was more about what we have done. We've been here before the past 2 years for me, 3 years for this guys, and it was tough to lose in that first round. So it was something we needed to get off our backs, and we finally did it yesterday.
Okay, right over here in the middle.
Hi, Dennis Deitch from the Delaware County Times. Lavoy, this seems like a team that you're going against where Scooty's talents could really come in handy. I mean, he's a versatile guy. They seem like a pretty versatile team. What are you seeing from him as a teammate? He got out there for a few minutes. Do you have any feeling as to how much of the old Scooty you have here right now?
I'm not really sure how much Scooty can play or how well he is coming back from his injury. But even when he's not in the game, he tries to communicate with us on the bench and just trying to be a leader. So that can help us also, even if he's not playing.
Down here in the front on the right.
David Jones from the Harrisburg Patriot News. Ramon, you're the only guy of the three there who really had to wait a little while before you could play. Tell me about biding your time and waiting your turn and improving your game while you were waiting to do that.
I think that one of those things where I came in, I think I wasn't really prepared, to play my first year. I kind of set out, I learned a lot from the older guys. I think, seeing through the years of, how hard it is, be the player, you want to be. It doesn't take easy work. So, I just sat back and, I took my time. It was kind of frustrating at times, but, once my time came, I took full advantage of it.
Right here in the center.
David Moore, USA Today. One, was the game winner that you hit, was that your biggest throw in basketball? And could you maybe mention 2 or 3 other great moments you've had in basketball, whether it's at Temple or before that?
Yeah, I would say so far it was probably the biggest shot I've had in my career so far. Another great moments for me have been with Temple. Getting every year I've been here to the NCAA tournament, something amazing, and I've been lucky enough to play in good teams and back in Argentina also and win some things. But that shot was big yesterday, but we already celebrated. There's not too much you can do about it now. We just got to win tomorrow.
Right over here in the back.
Juan, you described your team as a team that likes to share the ball and a team that has some pretty good athletes on it. It almost just sounds like you described the Aztecs team as well. Do you see a lot of yourself, your team, in that team and vice versa?
Yeah, well, I think the only similarity maybe I can see is that they don't have really a very long team like we do. Maybe play 7 or 8 players, basically, and then I don't know if the 2 type of games are very similar. I think it's more different, really, and whoever can establish the way they want to play their game, is gonna have more chances to win it.
Over on the left.
Reggie Miller, Turner, CBS. Juan, Ramon, you guys did a good job of exposing the smaller guards of Penn State. DJ Gay is a pretty small guard for San Diego State. Is that something you guys are thinking about exploiting for tomorrow as well?
Yes. Today in practice, we ran through a couple plays, try to get me and Juan in similar positions like yesterday to, get in the post and try to, get little easy shots over him. I think we did a good job yesterday over Frazier and battle, using our size and our length.
Juan, you want to add to that?
Well, we definitely talked about it right now in practice, but we also know they got a lot of good help defense because they're long and athletic. So it's not gonna be like we're gonna have a one-on-one against just him. So if we get it, we're gonna take it, but we're gonna have to be aware of our teammates. If they help, we're gonna have to find the open man.
Oh, right over here in the center.
Sarah Trotto, Arizona Daily Star. For Juan, can you talk about basically what basketball is like back home for you compared to basketball here? Some of the big differences?
Well, I think the main difference probably a lot of rule changes. We play more FIBA basketball. It's 24-second shot clock and 8 seconds to get down the court. I think that's probably the biggest adjustment. I would say back home is more of a European style maybe, and here is different. But at the same time, the way we like to play the game is more similar to what I was used to play, half-court offense and defense, and try to be smart about it, try to find the advantage, on offense. And but the rule changes is probably the biggest difference I had.
Down here in the center.
Hi, Nick Canepa from the San Diego Union Tribune. For any of you guys, does San Diego State remind you of anybody you played this year, or are they basically unique to what you've seen?
I would say they're unique. I can't remember any teams that we played, similar to the style of play they like to play. They like to get out in transition, like we've been saying this whole time, and they got it, similar. They got like 4 men who are playing 5 men, and can get out in transition and like to play. So I think this is one of the most unique teams we played all year.
Back right over here.
Doug Howler with the Arizona Republic. Juan, did you work with a sports psychologist earlier this year?
Yeah.
Can you just talk about what led you to that process and maybe what you took from it?
Well, it was really I really didn't want to at first, and then Coach Lango told me why don't you try it, because I was going through a tough time, especially shooting the ball, coming from a good last year. So it definitely can hurt you. So I think the guy helped me. I get someone to talk to, and it was just something different, something new for me. I never had to go through this, so this has been personally a pretty interesting year. And as a team, we're doing something we haven't been able to do lately, which was win that game yesterday. So it will be awesome if we can win tomorrow too.
Right here in the center.
For Lavoie again. It's a team game, and everybody's got to do their job. But when you're playing a team that's long and athletic and good in the front court like this team, do you find you put more responsibility on yourself in those games, particularly since Michael's been injured and you really are kind of the presence down there?
Yeah, definitely. With their size and length, there's definitely going to be a couple disadvantages we have down low. Sometimes Ramon or Juan or Raleigh will be stuck on a much bigger guy, so just to be able to help and just keep the guys off the backboard at the same time. So I definitely put a lot of pressure on myself.